Cool kids. You know, cool kids. Sometimes I just be making videos just to be making videos. Not because I really have anything to do or say, but just because I know that my cool kids want to hear from me. So, in that spirit, today, we're going to say what we came to say. Now, this particular video is for Tom's Coins. It's a response to a response to a response. So, Tom's Coins, which I'm going to put in the description, likes to talk to me. He likes to rub it in, actually. Whenever he gets some of this stuff right here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This Mexican stuff. He was like, I got the Mexican stuff and you did it. Ha, ha. That guy. He's that guy. But guess what? That's okay, because the other day he took it to the next level. And listen. He took it to the next level because he was telling me about some Balboa. He wanted to tell me about Balboa. Not Rocky Balboa. No. He was talking about that wild stuff that you get from Panama. So, in this spirit, I'm like, all right, bro. I got you. He wanted to talk about how his stuff was under melt and how my stuff was garbage. Well, he never said my stuff was garbage, but he implied it. So, I got to come back on that. We're gonna talk about some real stuff. All right, we're gonna talk about that real stuff. Oh yeah, we gotta keep it real on this channel. We gots to. So he's about to see a side of me he ain't never seen before. No, Tom's Coins was talking about boats. He was talking about boats, and he, for some reason, he wants to call them ships. And I'm like, all right then, it can be a ship. If you want it to be a ship. But, as far as I'm concerned, it's a damn boat. Okay? Now, if I was in the Navy or something, if I was taking a pop quiz, right, then I may be like, oh man, what's the correct answer to that? I don't care if it's a boat or a ship. There, I said it. Just straight up, hey, that ain't even ignorance. That's stupidity. I'm straight stupid when it comes to, is it a boat or is it a ship? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go out even further on this. Sometimes I will admit that I intentionally, with intent, call that thing something different than what it is. Just to see if anyone's catching that stuff. All right. Now, do you guys believe I do that? Do you believe I do that? Hey, I'm just talking, guys. I'm just talking mad smack. Hey, I got a cracked die here. You guys like cracked dies? Check it out. Me and my buddy from Sweden were talking about this the other day. Look at that. Look at that cracked die. You see it? There it is. Die is cracked. The die is cracked. Now, how do you know if it's a die crack or a scratch? Well, the cracked die is going to stick up, not down. That's the secret sauce. That's how you know. Okay, so if you got something that looks like a scratch, but ain't no scratch there, and it's up above the surface, that's a cracked die. My guy or gal. So, Tom's Coins was bragging about getting some Panamanian silver under melt. That's what happened. He was also ragging on me about calling a boat a ship or a ship a boat or some such nonsense. So what I'm about to do is talk about Panama silver coins. So that's what this is. But it's not a silver coins around the world video. This is more of a, should I be stacking this stuff? Should I stack? Cinecar, what are you doing? Get in here and sing that to the cool kids. They want to hear that shit. Seriously, I'm serious. No. All right, well, whenever you get a chance, come back and sing for the cool kids. They like that stuff. All right, anyway, So what I want to talk about, we're 5 minutes in this video. I'm just now getting to the point. We're going to talk about the stacking opportunities of Panamanian silvers, pros and cons, do's and don'ts. Okay, I got some do's and I got some don'ts. Doody doo doo. All right, check it out. This is a do. Do stack delicious silvers under melt. So the first thing we got to do is determine what is melt for this coin, right? So let me pause it and I'll show you. Actually, I might let you guys watch the turd eat while I find this, because there's just something mystifying about a turd eating all of the cat food so that Renegade can't have none. Because it's some kind of competition, because, you know, we're starving these animals, you know? Yeah, you can tell, right? How starved this cat is. Yeah, the cat just ain't eating. They're undernourished. Yeah. So what was that? 1962 quarter Balboa. Yeah, there we go. There's our coin. And we're going to do NGC because that's going to give us the most accurate melt value. Remember, accuracy matters for this. Now, if you want to know more about the coin, right, that's where you would go to Numista. All right, 7. Wow, melt is way up, man. You remember when a quarter cost $5 in silver? They talk about $7. $7. So this is a do. Do get Balboas under melt. All right, they're 90%. Most of them. We're going to talk about that with a don't here in a little bit. All right. So here's another example. You know this is going to be under melt. You know it's $1.95. It's definitely under melt. That's at 1961. Now the other thing to realize about these coins is they don't have super high mintages. For example, this coin has 4 million, but it's one of the most common ones you'll ever find. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So the uncommon ones could have mintages as low as 10, 8,000. Okay, so that's a cool feature. All right, this is going to be one of the more common ones here, but it's still under melt. You know, Tom's Coins. Let me know when you get sick of seeing under melt silver. Now this is an F up on my part. So this is a 40% coin. I got it for $11, and it ain't even in good shape. It's in garbage shape, but it does have a lower mintage. But we're gonna look it up real quick while you guys watch the turd stare at stuff. Turd, are you staring at stuff? All right, 1966 half Balboa. All right. Oh, the turd's gone. The turd has left the building. She is done. All right, so here we go. Here's the coin at ngc.com. The melt value. I paid 11. The melt value. Oh, that's hold on. Well, that's 40%. 40%. There's no melt value. Well, anyway, it's the same as a US 40%er. You know what? Numista's the place to go for this. Honestly, because you ain't giving out no details, man. There we go. Wow, you let me down, NGC. All right, the Numista says the mintage was 1 million. Yeah, now it's made in Canada instead of the United States. And the melt value. Now, some of these have really low mintages, but $1 million's not a lot. Melt value of $6, so I paid double melt for this. Don't do that. It's not in great shape. If it was in great shape, it'd probably be worth it. But it's not in good shape. All right, here's a 1932 Medio Balboa, which is a half Balboa. This is going to be under melt. So this is a do. This is going to have the exact same silver weight as a Kennedy half or a Walker, which would be the equivalent year-wise. It would be a contemporary to it. So let's look that one up and see what the mintages on that, but that is a do. If you can get those under melt, definitely do. There we go. We'll you know what? I'm gonna get rid of that Numista and put in that NGC because we want accurate melt values. All right, here we go. It's looking like I killed it on this because the melt value on that's $14.86. And the mintage, which I know is low because all the 30s coins have low mintages. Yeah, there you go. 32 has a mintage of 63,000. So I have a coin with a mintage of only 63,000. I got it under melt, and you know, that's a do. That's a do. So what's it worth in very fine condition? Which that's subjective as shit. Says here the 32 is worth $40 in that condition. But again, who cares? I got it under melt. That's the point. Here's a 1930 for under melt. We know that's $7 worth of silver. So that was under melt. Here's a 32, which is going to be the 31s are really the date you want for these. I know that. Yeah. Oh wow. But 32 is a good date too. There's a lot of good dates on these in the 30s. Here's another a 1930 Medio Balboa, and you get 300K thousand vintage, and the melt value is 14, so that's half melt. Half melt. That's good. That's a do. What about you? What are you? You're I'm gonna do this till it's done. Tom's coin in your face. Under melt, $2 under melt. Oh boy. This is probably a don't. Let's find out. This is a don't. Nope, this is a do. I guarantee it's a do. Alright. Yeah. This is gonna be under melt. So this is a 5 centesimo. It's the size of a US 10-cent piece. It's half a melt, and it's from 1904. So how cool is that? It's not in the best shape. Who cares? It's 90% silver. All right, here is a don't. Panama bills. Do not buy Panama bills, even if they're in perfectly reasonable pricing. This has the exact same silver weight as a half dime. This one's beat up, but it's from 1904. Mintage is really low on these. I think there's like 350,000, 400,000. So, you're paying for that cool factor. But don't do that if you're stacking. Here's another Panama pill. This one's they're all from 1904. They only made them 1 year. I paid $256 for this. So it's going to be over melt, but not a lot over melt. This is a do. I say if you can get this for $256 every time, grab it. I disagree. I don't know if this is very fine, but I do know that the mintage actually it might be, but it's rough. But at $2.56, this is an auto buy every time. That's a do, but it'd be a numismatic purchase. But I promise you, you're going to be able to sell that coin for more than $2. And every $3, Matter of fact, you probably get $5 to $7 for that coin every day, all day. Here's a nicer one. What we pay for this? So the melt on this, that needs dipped or something. That's got some crazy toning on it. I don't know. Looks a little wild to me. This is going to be way over melt, because it's only the same amount of silver as a franc. So we're a little off kilter here, but there's a nice detail on this coin. You can read every word. This is a maybe. This isn't a. Well, look at that surface. That looks wild. Is that from the plastic, or that is from the plastic? That's the mylar. Okay. I don't know. It's a maybe. It's a maybe for me. It's just mid for me. This is a do. So this is going to be $5 worth of silver. I'm just estimating. I'm not looking it up. Let's call it $5. That's under half a melt. $2.25 is what we paid for that. So that's a do. Tom's coins, are you paying attention? Okay, so this one's from 1904. This one's, you know, okay. It's in okay shape. Oh, whoa, that's a do. That's, wow, $2.09 for 90% silver. Wow, 1904? Well, that's a do. Well, I bet this is, again, this is, well, that's a do. Yeah, it's still under melt. That's under melt. That's a do. It's a do. Do. This one's over melt. This one's over melt. I'm going to tell you guys flat out. This is only worth $14, $15 in silver. And I paid $21.86. That's just not how you stack, guys. But guess what? It's a do. I would, it's even got a little luster on it still. Yeah, I would pay $21 for that coin again if I saw one like that. All right, here's one. Is this a do or a don't? 1931, the Balboa for 1937. Well, I'm pretty sure that's about $30 worth of silver. So yeah, that's a do. That's a do. That's a do. We'll do that one. All right, here's another 90%er. Yeah, that's a do. That's $12 under melt. How about this? Tom's Coins, have you had enough Balboa stuff yet? This is a little over an ounce of silver. Yeah, a little over an ounce. It's an ounce plus a Canadian dime. It's sterling goodness. This coin, you know, $40 worth of silver, $41 worth of silver. So $10 under melt. I say that's a do. I bought this back in 2012. I can tell you exactly when I bought that coin. I know exactly where I got that coin. 2012. Same thing with this one. 2012. It's gonna be the same exact price. Yep. I remember getting these coins. Yep. River City Coins sold me those out of Iowa. All right, this is beat up but below melt, even if just slightly. Yeah, $1.50 under melt, and it's a good year. 32 is a good year. Low mintage on that year. All right, this one is wow. Looks kind of wild, don't it? Like, it's really toned up. But for $6, who cares? Do you care? I don't care. That's yeah, just the silver in that's worth, as we know, 14 something. Okay, here's an interesting Medio Balboa. Yeah. Paid $10.35, so $4 under melt for this. It looks a little odd to me. There's some scratches on it, but you know, it's under melt. 62 quarter Balboa, yeah, half a melt. Yes, please. Here's another one at half a melt. It's a 53 this time. All right, yeah, that's good. I like half a melt. Half a melt's good. Half a melt. Here's this one's $5 under. It's a 1930. It's in decent shape. You know, nothing to write home about, but I paid less than melt for it. Who cares? Here's another one. Ooh, I would say that's half a melt. That looks a little wild though, huh? A little wild. That's kind of wild, kind of funky. All right, here's a 1930 Medio Balboa. That's $5 under. $5 under. Here's another one. This one's only $1.50 under or so. Must have really liked that one. 32 is a good year. It's a really good year. All right, here's another one. 61. Lots of fun. Yeah, we're half a melt on that. You know what? I'm gonna cut it short. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more pages of just Panama stuff, and that's just the stuff in flips. There's also my loosey-goosey raw stuff, which is actually not an insignificant number of ounces. Panama, guys, is a great country to get silver under melt from. It was all made in the United States except for the stuff made in Canada, and that's all I got. Yeah, have an amazing day. Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend, guys. We might have a try it video later tonight. I'm pretty sure we will. Take care.